Oh, hey folks. I'm gonna do a little camping and some prospecting tonight. Today's my birthday. It's about 9 degrees right now. It's supposed to warm up to about 19 degrees. It's gonna be a cold one tonight. 14 degrees tonight, they're saying, but we're going camping. We're not bringing any shelter, no tent, no hammock. We're gonna build a kind of a survival shelter. That'll be fun, but let's get up the creek here a ways. We'll probably end up at Camp Frozen Toes. Not sure if we're gonna end up there exactly, but let's get up the creek here and yeah, get to it. All right, gonna be fun. Well, I'm at about the halfway mark. This is a pipeline that runs through here, but look up here on top of the hill. You see her up there? Deer up there just kind of watching me. See her up there? Right in the middle of the clearing. She probably don't know what the heck I am. I got this big backpack on. She's just staring at me though. She's probably thinking, what the heck is a human doing out here when it's so cold? Okay, we're about halfway, like I said, so we're gonna hang out with this deer for a minute, maybe try to talk to it, and then we'll keep going up to Camp Frozen Toes. See that old silo right there? It used to be an old farm here, 1800s. All right, having fun. Okay, we made it up to Camp Frozen Toes. If you guys remember this spot, if you're new to the channel, this is Camp Frozen Toes. Welcome. I call it that because I was down there prospecting for gold and filled my boot full of water, and my toes were cold. So I mean, they were really cold. So we named this area right here Camp Frozen Toes. We usually set up between these two trees here. I didn't bring a hammock or nothing. We're gonna sleep right on the ground and kind of make a bushcraft shelter. But not really sure if we're gonna set up here. I'm gonna look around a little bit. We know there's plenty of wood out there from all the blowdowns. Remember all those? Plenty of wood out there, but I might go up here a little ways and see if I can find a spot to camp where that little cliff face is. Maybe get in there someplace. So I'm gonna look around and try to find a spot to set up. And then the next challenge is gonna be collecting firewood. We're gonna have to get a whole bunch of firewood because it's supposed to be pretty cold tonight. It's pretty cold right now, but it's a beautiful day, man. Sunny out, shady right here, but that sun's out. Nice blue skies today, thankfully we don't have a lot of snow. So all right, let's find a spot for camp and get set up. All right, I walked up that way a little looking for a spot, but I think the best choice is gonna be right here. It's not really too flat, but that's okay. I think we can make it work right in here. I actually brought a tarp with me. We'll put between these trees, and then I seen something a few years back about kind of a survival shelter that we're gonna try out. If it doesn't work, I think we'll still stay warm, but I think the first thing we need to do is get a nice stack of firewood. So I'm gonna put a couple hours into collecting some firewood so we can stay warm tonight. Like I said, it's supposed to be 14 degrees, I think. I don't even think it's that right now. It feels pretty nice out, but I got icicles in my whiskers. It's a chilly one. All right, let's go get some wood, and then we'll set up our makeshift shelter here. Well, there we go. We got some wood. The bigger pieces there, probably 8 or 10 inches across. I cut them 3 foot, 4 foot. Some of them are longer, but like I was saying earlier, we're gonna build a long fire, and I'll show you the reason for that in a little while after I set up my shelter here. But for now, I'm just gonna take a little break, soak up some of the sunshine. The ice is finally melting out of my whiskers, probably because I'm almost sweating from cutting that wood. But it's a beautiful day though. I mean, that creek sounds really nice. I miss being up here. Very nice. All right, I'll take a little break. Okay, kind of laying down to give you a view here. I'm gonna go inside in a minute, but I got my shelter set up here, kind of makeshift. kind of hokey, but I think it'll work. Got my tarp up there, but what I've done is put plastic over the front, and inside I got this mylar sheet in there. You see it? Plenty of room in there for me to lay down. But what that mylar sheet isn't the best though. You see the bare spot in it, which isn't so good, but we do have some reflective on it. Now what I plan on doing is out here I'll build a long fire here, and then the radiated heat, this is going to act like a greenhouse and hold that heat in there, and instead of it escaping off the back wall, it'll be reflected back down onto me. That's just a thought. I saw this a few years ago on some TV show and it seemed to work for them, so this is just an experimental. Might not be the best idea to experiment when it's going to be so cold at night, but we would stay warm regardless. We got a pretty good sleep system going on, so. But this is just a trial and error kind of thing. See how it works, and then later on, if we like it, I'll revise it and get the right size plastic and get it all customized to the way I like it. But there's the shelter. Right now I'm a little cold. There's a little bit of a breeze coming from the southwest, and this way's north, so the wind isn't going to be a factor once we're inside. But yeah, I'm not sure if maybe we should go take a test pan or two just to say we did a little prospecting today and then get some food in our gut, or just do some eating. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. But anyway, there it is. I'll be sleeping in there. I'll get everything all ready here a little while and see how that thing works. Should heat us up pretty good. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, I took a test pan here, 2 or 3 right there, 1 here, and then 1 down there a ways. Little bit of black sand, no gold. But if you can remember the last time we were here a couple years ago, we were getting our gold up here high. It was flood gold, and this has all changed a little bit. There's more of a gravel bar in here. The creek used to hug this a little bit more, I think. We were getting some gold in here too, but like I said, that's all froze. So, and it's hard keeping ice out of the pan. It's so cold right now. I bet you it's only 15 degrees out, but I figure we'll pick up the pan and the shovel and work our way upstream a little bit. Maybe take a couple test pans up there. And tomorrow, if we can handle the cold, we'll come down, throw the sluice in maybe, and just do some digging here and just make a good hole and see if we get any gold. If we don't, that's okay. At least we're having fun, right? Or if we find anything upstream here, test pan, and maybe we'll set up someplace else. But let's walk upstream a little bit and do a little poking around. Brrr! Cold. We came upstream a little ways. Looks like the beavers had pretty good dam going right here. You see it? On the other side there too. That last flood must have blown it right out, but you can see everything that they gathered up. That was all gathered up. Their winter stock for eating during the winter time. When it got too bad to come out, they'd stay underwater and eat that stuff. Pretty cool. Over here I saw some fresh coyote tracks. Not too old. See them there? Been running around here. I took several test pans, no gold, but that's how this creek is. This creek I generally do test buckets. I run a bucket and see if I see any gold in the sluice, and that's just how it goes here, but that's okay. We'll set the sluice up tomorrow in the morning. As long as it's not too cold, try to get a little bit of gold. If we don't, we don't. Still out here having fun though. But for now, chilling off pretty good. Even though it's supposed to be the warmest part of the day, it's not. It's chilling off fast. So let's get a little fire going. We're not going to make a long fire yet. We're just going to start a little one here and just get warm and cook some food. Alright, sounds like a plan, right? Let's get warm. It's chilling off fast. Okay, got a little fire going. Boiling some water. We're gonna have some creamy mac and cheese from Mountain House. Tell you, if you guys are looking for these kind of freeze-dried meals, you can't go wrong with Mountain House as far as flavor goes. You can't beat it. But this creamy mac and cheese has the highest calories out of all their meals. They say that this is 2 servings for this container, but it's actually only 1, especially when you're hungry. So, yep, we're gonna have some of that. It's pretty good stuff. All right, getting warm. My piggies are cold. Got our food cooking over there, making water for coffee. I forgot I brought the thermometer. It's actually warmed up a little bit since it sat on my leg. When I first pulled it out, it said 20, so it's about 20 degrees. But right there it says about 25. When I first pulled it out, like I said, it's about 20 degrees out. A little bit of breeze, so it's probably the real feel is probably like 16 or so. A little chilly, not terrible, but that breeze is chilly. All right, gonna have some food, some coffee, get a little more firewood. Not that that's not enough, but I'd like to get some smaller stuff to just keep feeding it, you know. All right, having fun. Hey, did I mention it's my birthday? That's right, 50 years old today, half a century old. All right, happy birthday to me. Okay, we got just a little bit of a fire going there. We're starting to build a bed of coals. It's about 18 inches long. We wanted to get it down probably like almost double that, maybe 30 inches long here. We want all this here to be burning, smoldering with a good bed of coals. I got this kind of wrapped up, so I just checked the temperature. It was like 24 degrees. Let's throw the thermometer inside there. I'm getting a little bit of heat off that fire. Throw that thermometer in there. Right, and I'll just kind of close this end down here, and then we'll see if the temperature raises in there. All right, let's give that a try. Well, I was sitting on that side looking back behind me now, but I'm like, why am I not looking at the creek? So I turned around. Hey, there's the moon. Feels nice sitting by this fire though. It'll be dark really soon. Temperature's dropping. I checked it before I sealed up the ends of this. I tried making this more flat, but I kind of grabbed all that stuff in a hurry, so I don't really got it down to a science yet. But if it works, we're gonna make a really nice one. Make one that fits just right. But anyway, I checked the temperature. It was like 25 degrees, 24, 25 out here. And I put the thermometer in there. Got a little bit of fire going here, trying to warm it up. It's not too close, but it's close enough. And then we're gonna try to spread that fire down through there. So we got a nice long fire, and it should work like a greenhouse in there with that reflective holding the heat in. We'll see. It's gonna be a nice night though. It's gonna be a cold one, that's for sure, but not too bad. We've been in worse. When I was younger, I'd intentionally go out on the coldest days of the year. When it was below 0, I'd be out camping. I know, it's crazy, but I enjoy it. Boy, what a nice night. Just a very tiny breeze, kind of blowing the opposite way now. Nice fire. Got the candle lantern going over there. I like that thing. Just a little glow. But it's funny when you sit here listening to the creek, once in a while you hear a stone move, you know, and that's that process of moving that material downstream. Kind of crazy to think about. It'll erode out of the bedrock up there, make its way all the way down this creek over time, all the way down to the river, eventually probably bust it up into fine particles and deposit it in the ocean. From all the way up here. Crazy, huh? But yeah, just once in a while you can hear a stone move. I think it's getting so warm in there that it's actually puffing out. You see it? I got the thermometer right here close. Let's see if I can find it right there. What's it say? It says almost 50. Oops, sorry about that. Try to get that in view. 45, pushing 50. Pretty cool, huh? It's like 20 out here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll keep her cooking. See what we can get it up to. There's a beaver. Let me zoom in. See him right there in the water? The beaver. I thought I heard something. And I came down, I saw it coming upstream, so I knew it wasn't rapids. He's just sitting there. Pretty cool anyway, huh? Let me see if I can zoom in some more. Just sitting there. Alright, if he does anything interesting, I'll bring it back. Got a couple little burn holes in it. Every time I mess with the fire here, it throws up a spark or two. That's okay. This is just a rough draft. Figuring it out, but I just checked the temperature. It's 50 degrees in there still, so that's pretty good. And that's down on the bottom. Up here it's probably like 70. Pretty cool, man. What I found is I don't even need to bring a chair. I bring a bucket to sluice with, right? Old faithful bucket there. But what that does is it warms up. All the warm air stays inside of it and it radiates up through the top. And then I just made this whole cushion, just packing styrofoam with duct tape around the edge, and I put a rope on it. You know, it cost me, less than $1 to make it. Sure, it's dirty. I don't care. I'm out here getting filthy anyway. But when it falls apart, I'll just make a new one, right? It costs barely nothing. Yep, nice warm seat though. I like it. I just went in there and put my sleeping bag in finally. I actually brought 2 sleeping bags, a very light one and then my heavier one. I don't know what my heavier one's rated for because it's like it's at least 35 years old, I'd say. 30 to 35-year-old bag. I can't find anything out about it online. But it's a warm one, but anyway, I just went in there and it's like a sauna in there. Like it's very, very warm in there. It's very warm. I'm very impressed. I like it. We're gonna make something more permanent, maybe some heavier plastic, and make kind of a pocket to put that emergency blanket in. So I'm not too familiar with them really. If that silver wears off after a while, then if we have just a pocket in it, we can pull it out and then put a new one back in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll design the sides and everything. It'll be pretty cool. We'll design something. So what I've noticed about that beaver is that he's just eating branches. He comes up on shore right there. I think he's cutting them off the trees that are in the water, and he's just coming up by shore and chewing them, eating the bark off them. But I thought maybe we'd sneak down this way on shore and get closer, and maybe we can get a good video pretty close of him. Let's go try that. We'll try to do that without scaring him. It's only 7:15. Gotta do something, right? Okay, we're pretty close to him. I don't even think he cares about us. Let me zoom in. He's through those branches. See him right there? Right there. Yep, down in the hole he goes. Let's just wait here for a minute. You can see underwater over there the branches that he's chewed the bark off, and they float and they land right there. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back when he comes back up in. Okay, he's back. zoom in. Can you hear him eating that branch? Oh, I think he noticed us. He stopped eating. Looking right at us. Pretty cool. There's a beaver. Did you know that they can chew underwater? They can chew underwater because they have 2 sets of lips. No joke. Okay, you gotta check this out. Where are you? Look how high it is. It's 90, almost 95 degrees in here. We got a few holes. That's okay. 95 degrees. It's like 120 up here. Woo! Works pretty good. All right, almost 95 in here. Let's bring it outside. See what the temperature is outside. Oh, sorry about that. We'll hang it in the tree here for a little while. Right there. Okay. We'll check it in a minute. Ooh, it's getting cold out though. That saves the bigger one there. That's like 8 inches across, and that other big one. Right before we go to bed, we'll lay those right in those coals, and they'll burn for several hours. They'll probably still be coals in the morning, but that'll keep us warm in there for several hours. Plenty warm, huh? 95. That's crazy. We'll check the temperature out here in just a minute. Yeah, that's the plan, man. Those couple bigger ones on for the night. Okay, let's check the outside temperature. Try not to spin you around here too fast. See if we can get that in camera for you. It says 10 degrees. Maybe 11. See that? 10 or 11 degrees right there. So what does that say? It's 10. That's an 85 degree difference. 95 degrees in there, and it's 10 outside. It's 10 already. It's going to be like 6 in the morning then. It was only supposed to get down to 15 tonight, man. Whew. I've been watching the temperature. It's went from 10 up to 12 and back down to 11 and 12. I was checking every 5 minutes or so, you know, something to do. Then it dropped down to 10 and it stayed there for a while, and then last time I looked it's at 9, so it's chilling off more. But you know how when it's really cold out, you know, the cold's on your back or whatever, and you're sitting by a fire, you hold your knees together and kind of pull your chest down almost to your legs, trying to stay warm. Well, that's not actually what you should do. You should kind of keep your feet together, spread your knees apart, and then rest your elbows on your knees and hold your hands out like this, kind of. I mean, this might sound weird, but I've sat around a lot of campfires when it's been very cold, and this is just what I do automatically now, so it must be the thing to do, right? Just kind of hold your hands out, one on each side, just off your knee like, and just kind of sit there. And that heat actually will retain itself within your area, within your space, and it'll help warm you up. That's just a tip. If it's windy out though, you just gotta you have to get out of the wind. You do. There's no way around it. Even when you're sitting by a campfire, when it's extremely cold and it is windy, you have to build a windbreak. You have to get out of the wind somehow. There's no way around that. You can buy proper gear so you can handle the wind, but it's not comfortable regardless of the clothing. You just have to get out of the wind. Well, I'm laying in here. I know it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but this is the Mylar space blanket, and then this is the plastic. Look at the bed of coals I got going on out there. A little bit of fire still, mostly coals. But it's hot in here. It's like, I bet you it's 100 degrees. That's crazy. Yeah, everything's all wrinkly. But I'm gonna make something like this that is a lot nicer. Maybe put a bathtub floor in it out of Tyvek. Okay, it's getting too warm in here. I'm gonna open up the ends of this and get some air flowing through. Woo! It's got to be at least 100. Well, good morning. It's snowing. I stayed incredibly warm last night, even after the fire died. Of course, I got a good sleep system. Let's see what the temperature is, though. Snow on the thermometer. It is, you might not be able to see that, it's about 19 degrees. Not too terribly bad. Had some nice coals in the fire, so fire started right up for us. Let's make some coffee, have some breakfast, and start the day, huh? Alright. Sure is pretty though, huh? Okay, I got camp packed up for the most part, having another cup of coffee here. Got everything in the backpack, about ready to go, but before we leave, we're gonna go down the creek there. I got a spot right up here to check. We're gonna run a couple buckets and see if we get any gold. I don't think we will, but gotta do a little bit of sluicing while we're up here, right? Alright. Still snowing though. Fire feels nice. Okay, we got half a bucket, almost half a bucket. I just took it out of this spot right here. Just willy-nilly. Got the box already set up. It's not set up perfectly, but that's okay. It'll run just fine. So let's go run this bucket through. Down there, I'm kind of getting a little bit of clay stuff, but just a lot of flat stone in there, which is to be expected. Anyway, let's go run this bucket, see how much black sand's in it at least. Okay, we got a little bit of black sand in there. I'm not seeing any gold, but you see that black sand in there. A little bit up in the V-mat. I don't see any gold. That's okay though. Let's go get another bucket. See what it says. Alright, having fun, having fun. It's cold, but we're having fun. Bucket number 2. Let's go run it through. Okay, we pushed those 2 half buckets through. Just gonna do a cleanup now, see if there's any gold. I don't see any. But a bunch of black sand, so you never know. That could be a good spot in the future. If we just dig down into it a little bit more, I think. Alright, give this just a second to clean out on its own. Throw in a bucket, get in a pan, and see if we got any gold. Alright, alright. Alright, we didn't get one speck of gold. Good amount of black sand for those 2 half buckets, so we can't really write that spot off. There might be something in closer to the bank there, but everything's froze, of course. Everything's still freezing up. The shovel's all froze up. Everything's just freezing up. Pretty cold out. Well, we ran 2 half buckets. At least we got some sluicing in. Right? Alright. Still very beautiful out here. Okay. Let's go sit by the fire for a little while and get warmed up. Then we're going to make our way out of here a little while. Alright. Alright. Douse the fire with a bunch of water. Got the sluice box all dried up so it's not dripping down my leg. Everything's packed up. Time to go. I had a lot of fun though. Thanks for coming along with me. Hopefully you guys had fun. I had fun. That shelter we built, I can't believe how hot it was in there. I can't believe it got that hot in there. I figured it'd raise it up to like 40 or 50, you know. It was 95 degrees when we checked the thermometer. I bet you when I got in there it was even hotter than that. Crazy. We're going to have to build one of those shelters, something a little more permanent. Pretty cool though, huh? Alright. Unfortunately we didn't find any gold, but that's okay. We got a couple sluice runs in and I'm happy with that. Just a winter wonderland, huh? 50 years old now. 50 years old. Half a century. Alright, we'll make our way out of here. If I don't see anything interesting, then this will be the end of the video. Thanks for stopping in and sticking around. I'm glad you guys were here keeping me company. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, have fun. Well, we're about halfway out. But you see that pipe right there? Yesterday that was dripping on the way up in. Now it's all froze. And you know it's cold when the ice is on the bottom of the creek. Can you see that? It's not really ice, it's more of a slush, but it forms on the bottom of the creek. Pretty cold. Okay, we'll keep on moving. Flock of turkeys. See them over there? Flock of turkeys. Let me get closer. Zoom in. See them?